So today I'm going to be making kind of a easy cinnamon roll type of deal, using low carb tortillas, some softened cream cheese, butter, cinnamon, and then brown sugar. So basically you're just going to take a low carb tortilla, and it's important to use softened cream cheese. So definitely have it sit out maybe for about close to an hour before getting started on this. I love cinnamon rolls, but I definitely don't always want to take the time to do a full-on bake thing, so this is kind of my take on an easy cinnamon roll. Okay, so you just take a little bit of cream cheese, spread it onto the tortilla. Doesn't have to be excessive. We're also going to be using the cream cheese to make the icing, so. Okay, so just take a little bit of cream cheese, a little bit of butter, spread both of those on there. You're just gonna try to make the tortilla a little bit gooey, you know, whenever it's in the oven. That's what the butter helps with. Okay, so after that, you're just going to sprinkle not too terribly much, just a little bit of the brown sugar substitute. It's Swerve brown sugar, so it's not actually sugar. Anyway, so you're just gonna sprinkle a little bit on. You don't need to make them excessively sweet, because we are going to be doing an icing with this as well. And then just sprinkle on some cinnamon. Go ahead and leave the lid off that because we're going to be doing this repeatedly. Okay, so roll this up. Okay, set that aside and do the same thing with the next tortilla. So cream cheese, a little bit more than that. Cream cheese, spread that on. You know, same basic thing. Does not have to be perfect. You are going to want to try to spread it, you know, fairly decently, that and the butter, because you want this to be more of like a gooey type of situation instead of it being like dried out. Okay, and then a little bit of butter. And again, does not have to be perfect, just try to make sure you spread it as much as you can. Okay, a little bit of brown sugar in there. And the cinnamon, of course. So what you're gonna do is you are going to roll this into that, and you'll see what we're doing. Okay. Now we're just going to keep repeating the process until this is as thick as it needs to be, and I'll explain that. You'll see. This is a fairly simple recipe. It really does not take either that much prep time or that much bake time. There's a reason why my page is called Super Easy, because I like to try to make super easy recipes whenever I can. Okay, and then butter. And when you're rolling these up, you're gonna want to start with the seam. So you're gonna do seam down. And you don't have to squish them together too much. You're basically just rolling them up. Like you don't need to make them like super tight or anything like that. Okay, one more, and I think I'll be able to show you what it is that I am talking about, like why we're rolling it up this thick. Okay, a little bit of butter. Okay. Here we go. Let me get a sharper knife and I'll show you what we are doing. So basically, the reason to roll it up quite this much is because you're going to cut it, and these are going to be your cinnamon rolls. Some pieces are going to be different shaped because, you know, it's the end pieces and whatnot. So, okay, so we're just going to repeat that process until this is full. All right, so as you can see, I filled up the pan and I put a little bit of more butter on top, along with just a little bit of heavy whipping cream. Really just drizzle it. The basic sentiment for that is we're just trying to make sure that there's enough liquid in the pan. So you really do not have to go heavy-handed on the heavy whipping cream. It's just for a little bit of extra liquid and moisture, because I don't know about you, I love a gooey cinnamon roll. So I just topped it off with a little bit of butter and the heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to dash a little bit more cinnamon all over it. There we go. And I'm about to pop this in the oven, 350, I'd say probably about 10 to 12 minutes, and we're there. All right, so while that is finishing up in the oven, I'm going to get started on the icing. So basically what you're going to do, I scraped the rest of the softened cream cheese into here, and you're just going to pour some water. And then you're going to use powdered sugar, obviously not real sugar, like a sugar substitute, but you need to use the powdered kind. And this is just going to be a very simple cream cheese icing. You do not really need to measure so much. It's really just going to be based on the thickness level. So you're going to continue kind of mixing in the cream cheese, and since it's softened, it shouldn't be too hard to kind of just like get that going. So just keep working with it. Add more of the powdered sugar as needed until it starts thickening up, looking more like a regular, you know, icing that you would drizzle on top of cinnamon rolls. All right, so I just pulled them out of the oven, and I've been working with the icing. You can see that it's a little bit more of a thicker consistency. So you're just gonna want to keep on adding the powdered sugar blend. This is the brand that I used. You can also use Swerve or any other alternative sweetener that you like. And I just kept working with it until it reached the thickness level that I like. You know, just it's to your liking. If you like a super thick icing, continue adding the powdered sugar, powdered sweetener in until it gets to the right consistency for you. So now we're just going to spoon this over the cinnamon rolls. And it's okay if the cream cheese still has, you know, a little bit of chunks in the icing. Yeah, if it bothers you, you can use like a handheld mixer or something to that effect. It does not bother me, so I don't worry about it. This is really great for when you're craving cinnamon rolls and you just do not feel like taking the time to make like a yeast dough or anything like that. It definitely calms that craving for you while still being low carb and very easy to put together. Just kind of let the rest of that just like drench all in there. And also you can make as much or as little icing as you like. All right, so there you have it. You have nice freshly baked cinnamon rolls. Prep time, including prep and bake time, I would say this took no longer than about 20-25 minutes total. And that's, you know, getting all the ingredients and everything ready and everything like that. So definitely let me know in the comments what you think. And be sure to like and subscribe to continue seeing all of the new recipes that I'm going to be coming out with. All right, thank you so much, guys. Y'all have a great day.